Hey everyone, I'm going to look at some more players without an active playing style today. I've already done a video covering centre backs. That video's live on the channel. I'll try and put a link on the screen around about now, unless I forget, which I probably will. But today we're going to look at fullbacks. So first thing I'm going to do, as we did with the centre backs, we'll have a look at the playing styles for fullbacks. So we have attacking fullback and attack-minded fullback who will run upfield and join the attack when presented with a chance. Defensive fullback, a solid fullback who prefers to stay back and stick to defensive duties. And then fullback finisher, an attacking fullback who enjoys joining the attack in high central areas. So we saw a bit of this from when I did my video looking at individual instructions, trying to manipulate playing styles. A fullback finisher basically drifts inside, gets involved in the midfield, and they often get all the way up into the opposition penalty area. They go wandering all over the place. It's not everyone's cup of tea. Defensive fullback is just the opposite. Defensive fullback just doesn't make attacking runs. They just stay in the defensive line and hold their position. Then attacking fullback just gets up and down the flank and stays out wide and gets into good crossing positions, basically. So what we're going to look at today, we're going to look at what happens when you play a player at fullback where they don't have one of those playing styles active. So, and as you can see on the game plan here, we've got Serginho. He's a cross specialist, so that's not active at fullback. So he won't have an active playing style at fullback. On the other side, we've got Ferrer. He's a destroyer. That's not an active playing style at fullback. So both these guys won't have an active playing style at fullback. I'm using both these guys in the testing. As with the centre-back video, I've done loads of combinations. I've used different players at fullback who don't have an active playing style. I've settled on Serginho and Ferrer. They've both got B form, so it just meant that they're always going to be on form. We just saved having to mess around with worrying about the form arrows and stuff. I've kept two build-ups at centre-back just to keep them, because they're quite neutral. They're not going to go wandering around like a destroyer, certainly not the way an extra front man should, albeit they don't seem to. And then I've used loads of different combinations with the fullbacks. I've got some fullback finishers on the bench there. Defensive fullback, attacking fullback, defensive fullback, attacking, defensive. Loads of different playing styles of fullback I've been putting in, different combinations I've been trying out. Tried loads of different things. I've tried different playing styles, possession, quick counter, etc. Same with the centre-backs. It doesn't seem to have any impact on what happens, on the way a fullback plays without an active playing style. So I've settled on doing the same thing as I did with centre-backs. I've basically used long ball counter from the start, and in all the matches I switched it out wide halfway through, and it didn't make much difference really, but I've kept it consistent by using the same playing styles, doing the same thing every match. And I've tried different builds on the players as well. So I'm going to cover all that. We're going to look at basically what happens at fullback when players don't have an active playing style, trying to address all the most common questions that people ask, and just generally find out, is it a problem, and which playing style do they most resemble at fullback when they don't have one active. But again, I'll emphasize, like I did with the centre-back video, this is just a rough guide. It's just my findings. This isn't scientific by any means. I'm not Amadeus. It's just me playing around, seeing what I find, what results I come up with. But like I say, we'll see if we can address the most common questions, and let's get straight into it. So the first thing we're going to look at is fullback finishes. We're going to compare these fullbacks without an active playing style to the playing styles a fullback can have. There's Marcelo winning the ball back for us. He's a fullback finisher. So right off the bat, fullback finisher, we're just going to remove that from the conversation, because a fullback finisher will do exactly what Marcelo is doing here. They will drift inside when you're on the ball. They'll head right for the penalty area because they basically think they're strikers when you get into possession. That's not necessarily what you want. It's obviously very subjective, but that's what fullback finishers will do. On the opposite side, we've got Albert Ferrer. So again, he's a destroyer, no active playing style. And the question will be, will he make the same kind of attack runs as a fullback finisher? That's the first question we'll ask here. And the answer to that question is going to be no. So you see Ferrer here, no active playing style at right back because he's a destroyer, and he's going to get the ball himself just here. So we're going to get in possession. We're going to start moving forward. Will he make attacking runs? Yes. You see he starts to make his run here. He's going to get into the opposition half. He's going to run down that right flank, but he's not drifting inside like Marcelo did. You see he passes the ball here, but then it actually looked like he was about to go inside for a split second there, but he immediately changed his mind. He realised he's not a fullback finisher. So yeah, as you can see from that example, and I found this with a lot of my testing, when you're playing fullbacks without an active playing style, they do not make those runs inside like a fullback finisher will. So fullback finisher is definitely out of the conversation. But what about defensive fullbacks? So we've seen that without an active playing style, Ferrer was getting forward. Will a fullback without an active playing style get forward more than a defensive fullback? So we've got Serginho at left back this time. He's a cross specialist, so no active playing style. Ishihara's at right back. He's a defensive fullback. We know he's not going to get forward much. See, Serginho gets in the ball there. We start attacking, and there he goes. He starts making his attacking run, so we know he is going to get forward. The ball comes over to the right now. Where's Ishihara? He's nowhere. See on the radar there, he's holding the defensive line. He's staying back at right back. And as the ball goes over to the left-hand side again, there's Serginho. He's getting forward. So clearly, you can see in this example, a fullback without an active playing style does make attacking runs. They do get forward a lot more than a defensive fullback will. But what happens if we swap it around? So Serginho is quite an attacking player. He's got decent attacking awareness in the high 70s. What if we swap him for Ferrer? Because Ferrer has a much more defensive profile. So in this case, we've got Marmol as a defensive left back. You see there, Marmol's not getting forward. He's staying right back in that left back position. He's a defensive fullback. But on the right here, Des Ferrer, he's getting forward. So Ferrer with a much more defensive profile. His defensive awareness is high. His attacking awareness is low. As you can see there, as you got forward on the right hand side, he was still making those attacking runs. So clearly, it wasn't just Serginho being an attacking player. Any fullback without an active playing style will make a lot more attacking runs than a defensive fullback will. And that brings us to attacking fullbacks. So this time we have an attacking fullback at right back. We've got Kim as he's an attacking right back. Serginho again at left back, no active playing style. So what we're going to see here is we're going to see that without an active playing style, Serginho's movement is just like Kim's. He's very much like an attacking fullback. So we're attacking here on the right hand side. Kim will come to shot any minute now. There he is. He's getting forward. He's an attacking fullback. Interestingly, you see Serginho on the radar just there, hanging back right next to the centre back. So he wasn't getting forward there. That's one interesting observation I've made from this testing, because when you play two attacking fullbacks, quite often you'll see when one of them attacks, he gets right up into the opposition half running down the wing. See the other one hangs back and you're thinking, well, logically he must be thinking, well, if the other fullback's getting forward, I better stay back and help protect the centre backs and not leave them too exposed. It's nothing to do with that. All that happens is that when you're in possession of the ball with two attacking fullbacks, what determines whether one of those attacking fullbacks makes a run forward is purely what side of the pitch the ball is on. That's all it is. So you see in a few moments here, we win the ball back. We're going to have it on the left-hand side. Serginho is going to start bombing forward. And Kim over on the right is going to stay back because it's not on his side of the pitch. That's all it is. So here, I think it's Ricky Puig gets the ball back for us. We're on the left. We've got the ball. Serginho's off. He starts making a run forward. Momentarily, the ball comes onto the right-hand side. You see Kim starts running forward. Serginho starts, but it's back onto the left. Serginho bombing forward again. You see Kim on the radar. He's not having it until the last moment. And then he suddenly starts bombing forward again because the ball just moved just slightly right of centre. So that's what happens when you've got two attacking fullbacks. That's what prompts them to make their runs forward. It's purely when the ball's on their side of the pitch. And I did a few matches with one player playing without an active playing style at fullback, and the fullback on the other side being an attacking fullback. And I can tell you, we're getting straight to one of the most common questions, which is which playing style which fullback playing style does a player most resemble when they're playing at fullback without an active playing style. We've looked at fullback finisher briefly. I did a couple of matches looking at that. Clearly it's not fullback finisher, and likewise defensive fullback, they don't make attacking runs, so clearly it's not that. The answer is quite clearly attacking fullback. What I found is that there's just no noticeable difference between the way a fullback plays without an active playing style and an attacking fullback. That is very much the fullback that they most resemble, the playing style they most resemble. So next question, does the player's stats make any difference to the way they play? Their defensive awareness, engagement, their attacking awareness, will that impact how much they run forward, how well they hold their defensive position? I touched on it earlier in the video, and as you can see from the footage in the background, no. There's Ferrer with a much more defensive profile, and he's bombing forward when the ball's on his side of the pitch. He's got the defensive profile, he's got really high defensive stats, the awareness, the engagement. He's got low attacking awareness, but he's still pushing right up the pitch while we're in possession and it's on his side of the pitch. Serginho there was holding right back. He was right in the defensive line. You would have seen it in on the radar. So you can see from that example that it does make a difference. And I did a bunch of matches, as I've said earlier on. It never made any difference. The way you build them, high attacking awareness, low attacking awareness, likewise defensive stats. It doesn't make any impact at all on how much they run forward, how much they hold their position at all. Obviously, it'll have an impact on how well they defend and stuff, how quick they react to the ball, but just in terms of their movement, how much they push up and whether they stay back, it didn't make any difference at all. And then also, while watching this footage, to move on to the next question, does the player's original playing style make a difference? You've got Serginho as a cross specialist there, it's playing it forward. You see Ferrer over on the right hand side as a destroyer. Completely different playing styles. A cross specialist wants to get up and down the flank and stay out wide. Destroyer just wants to charge around tackling people. But when you play them at fullback without an active playing style, it makes no difference. I've always maintained that in all positions. We found it with centre backs. And I found the same with fullbacks. I tried a bunch of players out, and including these two here that you can see, Ferrer and Serginho, their original playing style made no difference. They both played exactly the same way as a fullback without an active playing style. So next question, can you use individual instructions to replicate an existing fullback playing style? So this time we put attacking on Serginho. There's Serginho there. We get on the ball, you see here. the ball's gone over to the opposite side of the pitch, but you see here, he still starts making his run forward. He just jogs forward, not too aggressive there, but he pushes forward into a kind of midfield position, even though the ball's on the opposite side of the pitch. It's quite interesting that, because we've seen when the ball's on the opposite side of the pitch, any kind of fullback, they stay back and hold their position, but with the attacking instruction, he just pushes that bit further up the pitch. You see Ferreira on the other side is not getting forward there. But certainly, as you can see there initially with Serginho, the attacking instruction, he moves a bit further forward than an attacking fullback would. So is that recreating an attacking fullback? No, it's not. But as we've already seen though, and as we've already established, when the fullback's playing without an active playing style, they already play like an attacking fullback. So you don't really need to put an instruction on a fullback without an active playing style to make them play like an attacking fullback. But the effect I'll put the attacking instruction on them, as we found in the previous video I did when we were playing around with that kind of a thing, it does make a difference. It will just make them advance that bit further forward, even with the ball not on their side of the pitch. So it could be a good thing for you. You could find that's something you want to do, but do you need to do it to make them an attacking fullback? No, because they're already going to play like one without an active playing style. Albert Ferreira, on the other hand, he's playing over on the right-hand side. We've got the defensive instruction on him. So as we saw in the video I made about individual instructions trying to manipulate playing styles, if you put the defensive instruction on a fullback, they will play just like a defensive fullback. And that's exactly what happens with Ferreira. No active playing style, defensive instruction. When we're in possession of the ball, he stays back exactly like you want a defensive fullback to do. You see here we get the ball back. It's not his side of the pitch, so you don't expect him to get forward either way. But in a few moments' time, the ball does go over to the opposite side. Cioto switches it here. Albert Ferreira stays back exactly like a defensive fullback, so that works perfectly. And as the play goes on here, that moves me on perfectly to the final question, which is simply, is it detrimental to play fullbacks without an active playing style? So, as I mentioned at the start, I tried a lot of things out, a lot of combinations, and I found no problem with it. There's Serginho getting forward again, puts across to the far post where I think that's Lynette, who's about 4 foot tall, towers above the centre-back to score a header, which makes no sense whatsoever because eFootball. But yeah, it made no difference. It was not a problem for me. I tried with the instructions. Obviously, you can see in this example where you got defensive from Ferreira, attacking on Serginho. And then I tried them without instructions. I've tried them with attacking fullbacks on the opposite side, defensive, fullback finisher. Without an active playing style, they quite simply resemble an attacking fullback. That's exactly the way they play. So if that's a problem for you, obviously it's detrimental. But as you can see in this example, you've got the option of putting the defensive instruction on him, and then he's a defensive fullback. So if you really like defensive fullbacks, of course detrimental because they're not going to play the way you want them to. But if you like attacking fullbacks, they play exactly that way. And like I say, you want a defensive fullback, just put defensive on them and they can play that way for you. So yeah, those are my findings. I found that pretty interesting. I always felt like they played roughly like an attacking fullback, but like I say, from all these matches I did, and there were quite a few, I didn't realise they would be exactly the way an attacking fullback plays. There really is basically no noticeable difference for me. So like I say, it's not a problem at all as far as I can see. It's just a personal preference. If you don't like attacking fullbacks, you want a defensive fullback, stick defensive on them. And of course, if you like a fullback finisher, there's nothing you can do there. But certainly in terms of attacking fullbacks, that's exactly how they play without an active playing style. And in terms of the way they defend and hold their position when they're doing their defending, it didn't seem to have any detrimental impact. So yeah, there you go. I found that quite interesting. As I mentioned at the start, I've already covered centre-backs. Check that video out if you've not already. I'll move on to midfielders next. I'll do, I think, DMFs and CMFs. But yeah, for now, fullbacks without an active playing style are basically attacking fullbacks. And you can make them defensive fullbacks. So there's the bottom line for you there. So thank you for watching this. I do really appreciate it. Hopefully you found this useful. Keep your eyes out for the video on defensive mids and centre mids. I don't know when exactly I'll get that done, but I'll try and get that done as soon as I can. And there will be another video going live soon as well. You have to wait and see what that one's about. So keep your eyes out for more videos, maybe 1 or 2 streams. Certainly there'll be some more content around the update as well. So have a great weekend. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you soon.